Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abbie.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts,
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
Whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate.
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Well, welcome, my Disney Pioneers. It's episode 96 of the Disney Hour Express. We are thrilled to be here. It is post-Thanksgiving. We are still full and getting ready to celebrate the countdown to Christmas. We're in the 25.
The countdown's on.
It's
Everyone
on.
should watch the 25 Days of Christmas on, I was going to say the Family Channel. What's it called now? Freeform, right? Freeform.
Is
That's
it still freeform?
I think so.
After all these years?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think so.
Well, we've definitely had a continuous Hallmark channel going for the past 24.
There's been a lot of kind of generic.
Okay, listen, that was really funny about, I forget the name of the show. It's not Haul Out the Holly. It was like another one where I didn't, and I just thought it was a typical Hallmark one. And you were like, do you know what this is about?
So it was Let's talk about this. Now we'll get to Disney stuff in a second, but now we're talking Christmas movies.
Oh my gosh,
Abbie will just throw on any random Christmas movie, and some of them are good.
It says Christmas.
Most of them are bad. This one just says The Married Gentleman.
That's right. And so I was like, oh, cool. And it's got like the preview was very like PG. It was just a guy and a girl, and they have a cute meet cute.
It stars Britt Robertson and Chad Michael Murray.
Yes,
right? They're both like teen stars.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And she's already, the things are getting weird here. So now, mind you, she's just like, well, we need just putting something on the background. We were both doing something, weren't really paying attention, and mind you, the kids are up and all this stuff, and so I'm like, The Married Gentleman. So I'm like, what is this about?
Right.
So I look it up, and I'm like, Abbie, do you know what is going on in this movie? And
I was like, yes, it's Christmas.
and then I show her the description, and she's like,
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas for Abbie.
Because it was like an all-male review that they were doing.
It was like, for us, if anyone's ever seen the full Monty, it was Magic Mike for the holidays. That's what it was.
So it was very peachy because there wasn't like, I mean, they did take off more than I expected, but it wasn't like crazy.
Wow.
Yes. I was kind of like, why? Where have we gone? Anyways.
I don't know.
Hysterical.
But, again, one more thing just before I'm cracking this right now. This is for all the people, the moms, the dads, anyone that spent their entire weekend putting up Christmas lights. And for the other parent that while that one parent was putting up Christmas lights, was inside taking care of the kids.
Right.
And folding laundry.
Yes.
So
I'm on my 7th laundry load right now, guys. No joke.
So we all deserve to enjoy ourselves. And I hope we're bringing a little bit of cheer to you and bringing you into the holiday season. Now, getting back to the Disney of it all.
Oh my goodness. So just to rewind back to Thanksgiving and the Thanksgiving Day Parade, which we absolutely adore. They had the new Minnie Mouse balloon this year, and it was super cute. I'm so happy to see the traditional Minnie Mouse outfit on her, not the silly new pink thing they got going on, but like the actual like red dress with the polka dots and the gold shoes. I guess they would be considered yellow. I don't know. The heels. Very chic.
Headline, Abbie anti-pink. So
I am not anti-pink. I'm just
the
anti-change.
Just the singer.
No,
Oh, okay.
yeah, none of those things. I saw Pink in concert with your sister. So, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did.
I don't know.
I'm pretty positive.
I wasn't there.
In any case, oh no, was it? I don't know. I have no idea. In any case, it was a really good parade. I enjoyed every second of it. How about you, hon?
Great parade.
We saw the Disney Treasure where
parade,
they like
it was raining.
They hit all the things.
That was the new float. It was the Treasure, and they had a performance of like I think it was like a medley of songs or something.
Well, they had like a Aladdin, because the Disney Treasure has a lot of Aladdin theming going on in it, but they had Coco because they have a Coco show there.
Right.
They had some Moana going on, and so that was great fun. It was good, but yeah, man, was it raining? I was worried about all those dancers and cheerleaders out there.
There was one. They had the new not the Lord of the Dance, or
the Irish dancing.
Yeah, but were they the Lord of the Dance? They had something. It's not Michael Flatley. He's gone.
But it was a team of Irish
dancers.
Michael
Flatley? Has anybody seen him? He lost his legs.
Oh,
he can't move that fast forever.
Robert.
But there was one. There was one dancer that she did slip and fall.
She did,
but she got like right back up.
It was
like it's almost like didn't miss a beat, because it was like her and a guy, and they were doing. It was like a duo. And yeah, she slipped, and you could understand it. I mean,
they got those.
It's rainy, and then they got like the Macy decals on the street. I mean, I don't know what that does to anything.
Yeah, I was really concerned that there was going to be some injury, and but maybe there was, and we just haven't heard about it. But anyways, everybody did phenomenal, super great.
Another great year for the parade.
Around. Awesome.
Our Thanksgiving was great.
Yes, it was. We had lots of food. Oh my gosh.
We had lots of food. We still
stuffed.
I've been eating leftovers every day.
What's the expiration date on food you've made on Thursday?
Christmas.
That's always my question.
Christmas. You have to finish it by Christmas.
No. I think we've got maybe another 2 days.
I think it all depends on the smell. As long as it smells okay, you can eat it.
I don't know. We've got so much eggplant parm in our fridge right
now. Which isn't a typical Thanksgiving meal, but that's my aunt makes a great eggplant parm, and she made a lot of it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So, I mean, it was enough to feed an army.
We had all the traditional stuff as well. So nobody
was excluded.
Don't get too upset.
Anywho.
But yeah, so we got beyond that, and then we wanted to continue our weekend of celebration with...
That's right. We saw Moana 2, and we're going to give you a review.
I am Moana. That's how she sounds, right?
Right on. Spot on. Wow. So, hey, if you haven't seen it yet, maybe you should tune out for a little bit and come back a little later.
Yeah, we are going to be talking spoilers.
Yep. So do you want to give it the overview, babe, of the movie, just so we know what was happening in Moana 2?
There's a quick plot synopsis. Following her adventure with the demigod Maui and Te Fiti, that's Moana 1, and they're referring to, Moana spends her days exploring other islands near her home island of Motunui in the hope of finding peoples connected to the ocean. In a vision, her ancestor, Tautavasa, I don't know, reveals why none of those peoples are connected anymore. The malicious storm god Nalo wanted power over the mortals, so he sunk a legendary island called Matufitu, which connected all islands down to the depths of the ocean. And that's basically the story. That's like kind of the setup of the story.
Right.
Now, she has to kind of, they kind of have to get everybody back together, right? They have to kind of introduce a couple of newer characters.
Yes.
But also, we need where's Maui?
Yes.
Everyone's wondering, he's not on the island. He's off kind of doing his own thing. Hasn't spoken to Moana in a while, but she's doing her own thing. So
that's right. That's right. So this is supposed to land about 3 years after the first one. It it's great because you kind of like open it and everybody's like happy. They're living healthily.
Yeah.
The island looks like it's like kind of flourished. And we've got a new baby sister.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
She loved the little sister.
Oh, my gosh. They would run to each other and the little one would be like, big sis. And then Moana would be like, little sis. And they'd be like running to each other, just repeating that. My eyes were just like welling up, and I was like, "Don't cry, Abbie, don't cry, don't be a baby."
And then she turned to our girls and like, "Why can't you guys be like that?"
I might have thought it, but it was just so stinking cute.
It really was
so cute. And
I guess I don't remember because it's been a while since I slept through the first Moana.
He only fell asleep twice during this one, guys. Twice.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. Was the little sister in the first one?
No, she was not.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't even a thought in the first one.
No, I mean, was she was there a baby or something?
No, this was brand new.
So
brand new.
All right.
So we kind of jump in and we find out like as everyone's asking, like, where's Maui? Maui is with a villain, right? The villain is some sort of bat woman, and we're kind of confused, but she's capturing him because she wants to meet Moana. She wants Moana to come rescue him. And that is weird.
It's weird that what part of that is weird?
Well,
for you?
it was confusing because she was luring a human kind of into this.
Yeah, but they know that she's the Wayfinder.
But how does Maui get himself into he's like a demigod. He's like supposed to be amazing.
So are these other
jumping
people.
around.
This is against the henchmen. We've come to find out she's the henchman.
Right.
Or henchwoman of an actual god.
Right.
Yes, the storm god Nalo.
Yes, but that doesn't really come into play until later.
Well, you see her talking to Nalo. He's off screen, but she's talking and you hear his voice.
Okay.
Yes.
So anyway, that was a little weird. And then, Moana gets this kind of vision. She gets struck by lightning and she kind of finds out that she's been calling to find the island, right? This sunken island. So that's like a big deal.
And that's where, I kept getting not really confused because they do sound differently, but they're also like very similar. So Moana's home island is Montanui, which is part of our girls' alarm clocks. They wake up to every morning. I am Moana of Montanui, and it just gets louder and louder.
Welcome to the household.
And then, but this island is called Matufetu or Matufitu. Those sound very similar. Well, they couldn't just pick something else.
How do they sound?
Matu Nui, Matufetu. They're both like Matu.
Well, okay. All right.
So,
got it.
You know what?
All right.
Okay.
So basically, they're saying, Moana saying like their island and their people are going to end up like going extinct if they don't find new people to like kind of hang with and grow their culture. And so she's been called to find this new island. Now, the last person that has gone to find the island never returned.
What's his name?
Who the heck knows? But he had a great like mohawk thing going on. So I love this. This is like a really entertaining breakdown of this movie. So we got Batwoman, we got Maui, we got Moana getting ready for her journey.
And then so they decide they need other people, right? So they have the craftswoman Loto.
Yes, and right? I love her because she's like very like scientific thinking, like, oh, well, this does that. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and she's always trying to like, she's like, oh, well, good thing I came up with this idea, and it was like, forget it, we need this. So she's a very interesting character, and she has a pretty good like, I guess, almost kind of rap in one of the songs.
Yep.
It's a very interesting part. Then there's the Maui, they're calling him Maui fanboy Moni. Right. And he's kind of fun. Yeah, he's fun, but he is like, he's somewhat starstruck with Maui. So everything he does is kind of Maui like. Then they also bring in grumpy elderly farmer Kiki.
Right, which is kind of like I was hoping for some great like plants and stuff, and that like that idea like really died off like super quick.
Abby thought she was.
I was like, "Ooh, they're bringing like a farmer! Oh my gosh, he's gonna do some great like hydroponics on the boat, and it's gonna be so good." And like that,
she was hoping for like an educational segment.
Yes,
oh boy.
I think his plants died pretty quickly into the journey.
Right. And then, of course, you can't forget no Moana adventure would be complete without a couple of pets. Of course, we had the return of Pua and
Hey
and the rooster Hey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they're always the Pua is very cute and Hey's wacky and the comic relief.
That's true. So, yeah, that's kind of all who went on that boat. And of course, they somehow discover that's what I don't even understand how they got to Maui. Oh, it was like those little coconut people came along and they needed some help after trying to kill them. And then that didn't happen. So they asked for help. And then they all kind of end up in the same sitch that Maui is in. And
correct.
And here we are. Here we are. And we're back together officially again.
Matangi or is that name Matangi? Matangi, I think's the henchman's name. And there's all this stuff happening. They do take on one of the little coconut guys, which
that's right,
are known as the Kakamora.
Kakamora, yes.
Yes.
So once that kind of occurs, I mean, it's good. I feel like at this point in the movie, I think I was like, okay, we've got it all together as far as the timing is. Like now the stuff, my hand needs to be free for my daughter in case the scary stuff happens because it's going to be right about now. Like you knew like what was going to come. And so, Maui is just like, nobody survived, blah, blah, blah. And so here we go. We've asked everybody to go on this death journey. And so they're sad for a hot second, but then they're all like, we will do it. And we're awesome. And here we go. We go into the waters and we fight off battles and, why don't you jump in here?
Well, I would love to, except that was the part where I actually fell asleep during the final battle. And look, this is not my fault, okay?
Come on now.
And the reason is, now, we saw this in a Dolby theater, a Dolby Atmos theater at an AMC, multiplex. And the Dolby theaters have particularly comfortable seating, right? I mean, most theaters nowadays have like recliners and but these have like these really nice recliners that go all the way back, the feet up, and on top of the fact that they also have heated seats, which seems bananas.
No, it doesn't. It seems absolutely perfect.
So, being that I'm a person that has a tendency to fall asleep while I'm watching in dark places, that did happen. I remember it was like going in, they're like, all right, this is it. It's kind of like they're gearing up for the final battle. This is it. And then I just woke up at the denouement of the movie.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize you were asleep for that long.
I was. But much like, oddly enough, I did almost the exact same thing during the first Moana. I get it. There's stuff. Maui does things. Maui's the Deus Ex Machina of it because he can't really be killed. He can't be harmed, so he's always there. But he kind of gets in trouble. But he could break free at any time.
Well, okay. So when we get into it, I mean, they start out with having these like monster things that come out in the water only at night, right? And so at first she thinks it's grandma coming. It is not grandma coming. It is some sort of vicious creature coming.
I did see that.
And but by sunrise, these go away. They are nocturnal.
Okay.
And so that's kind of scary. And it never comes back again. I was expecting this to kind of like be like a thing, maybe. No. Then as they kind of like regroup, as we were saying, and get back into it, the inventor woman, I'm sorry, I forgot her name already. She kind of like invents a way, or has invented a way to make this sail work a little bit better as they go into very stormy seas, right? And there's like lots of little tornadoes and lightning storms that are happening that they need to pass to try to get to where the island is. And again, the island is underwater. It is not visible at this time, but that's why we have Maui, because his job is to bring the island to surface, and a human needs to touch it for this curse to be broken.
Gotcha.
So kind of interesting, they find that, you know, the god that is producing all of these storms is not really concerned with Maui and what he's doing. He's more concerned with the humans getting closer and closer. So Maui can go do whatever. And they need him to bring the island up and to stop saving the humans. So the humans need to do their job and get there. And so that's when the whole invention of changing the sail comes along. And I'm not sure why you're laughing at me.
Well, I mean, we're really going into scene by scene, beat by beat. Right, and then what happened? I see as a person that comes at the end, Moana had some sort of tattoo now.
Oh my gosh, rewind. Okay, so Moana jumps into the water as a human, right? And she gets to that island. It's still slightly underwater, and she goes to touch it, and that lightning strike is coming after her, and it like, as she's touching the island, the lightning strike is touching her toe. Oh. So this is kind of what, we'll say in quotes, kills her. But also she's a human who touched the island and then broke that curse. But also, is she dead? They can't kill her in a kid's movie. That's not okay. So they bring all the ancestors back that circle her and Grandma says, you know, you're still here, but you're different. And so she comes back with a tattoo, and we can assume now that she's a demigod as well. Right?
Yeah, because Maui has tattoos that move.
Yes. Well, and it's interesting because as we saw her tattoo come and everything, you know, you see that the other people in her village also have tattoos. So what is it that is making her tattoo different? Now she's this demigod with an oar and a tattoo that kind of glows. Is that her thing? Instead of Maui's are moving, hers are glowing. Is that what's going on here?
Possibly.
We're not really sure. We're going to wait for Moana 3.
Well, spoiler alert, and we're not going to say what was in, but there is a mid-credit sequence. They're going full Marvel on us. But yeah, so there is a little bit something, a little extra surprise there for everyone to come check out. So it's worth kind of, it was funny, but it was about, you don't have to like stay in the theater that long now. It's not like you have to stay at the end of the credits. By the time we put our jackets on and made our way down the steps, the scene was starting.
Yeah. We knew it was there. Like there was, everybody was kind of staying. We all kind of knew that something was coming. So anyways, I thought overall...
Yes, so let's hear it. Yeah, what are the reviews?
Listen, overall, it was great. I enjoyed it. The kids loved it. Just the eye candy is so much when you're watching this. Just the opening of how they do the water and everything. And
yes, a lot of pretty visuals and cinematography for an animated film. A lot of views when they're just like looking out across the ocean and certain things. It's
fantastic.
A lot to take in.
Now, the music. Listen, it did not stand up to the first soundtrack. And I knew this because we have been listening to the soundtrack before we saw the movie. And I just, you know, it always helps me after I see the movie and then I can relate it. But I just, the music was not as good. And you know why? And I didn't know this until I did my research. It's because Lin-Manuel Miranda did not do the music for this. He was not, he did the one for the first one and all those tunes that we love. But he was working on Mufasa, The Lion King, which comes out next month. So, actually this month. So we're assuming that he was just too busy. They did say that they called him and like talked to him throughout some of this stuff, but It is very obvious that he's not on here, but he is coming back to work on the live action adaptation of Moana. So hopefully that is fantastic. But yeah, the music fell short.
Yeah. So just giving a little bit of background, there was the same composers returned for the score. It was Mark Mancina and Apataya Foai returned to compose the film score, while Abigail, not the one you're listening to right now, Abigail Barlow and Emily Bear contributed the songs, replacing Lin-Manuel Miranda from the first film. Barlow and Bear are the youngest and first all-female songwriting duo to write songs for a Disney film.
Okay, well, awesome. Yeah, I don't want to like dim that out.
Their prior work, fantastic. I guess they did something called the unofficial Bridgerton musical.
I saw that. I was like, okay,
yeah, cool. You'll check it out at some point.
So yeah, I mean, that was my only negative, really, aside from like, the villain of being maybe like not having a face throughout most of it was kind of confusing, like where the villain is Tafiti in the other movie, and we see her at the end and she turns into this gorgeous thing. She was more like tangible, like this villain where we didn't know who he was we didn't see his face.
Yes, and I think in doing that they added a little bit of depth, right, to a villain, because I mean Disney villains are for the most part, while they are memorable, they're also kind of like there's not a lot to them, right? There's usually a pretty apparent motive that why they're doing what they're doing, and so I think this gives a little bit of a depth, to it. Yeah. So I kind of like that. Going back just real quick before we completely go past the music, the reason Lin-Manuel Miranda did not come back was, if you remember, that Moana, this sequel was originally supposed to be a direct Disney Plus streaming series. They originally that's the way it was just going to be a Moana series. They weren't going to do another film, and so he kind of then took other stuff,
different track,
and then that's where we are.
Right,
but he did help them along. He said he gave him a stack of books on what he did, and so he kind of like he helped them. That's what it says.
Good Lord. Okay.
Anyway.
Well, in any case, so what did you think?
I mean, I like the songs.
What did you think of the movie overall?
Yeah, and I like the songs too. I think Bailey's big into that the Chiho, the Maui song. Yeah, no, I like the film. It hit all the Disney beats. Or, it has it's mostly the storyline, the first act, the second act where the hero then questions herself and can she do it? And then she goes on to the third act and she overcomes the obstacle that is meant to be. And that's why, even though sometimes you fall asleep, you still kind of get the gist of everything that happened. Oddly enough, I'd fall asleep during the action sequence, but
like he falls asleep to all the murder movies he watches. Yep.
And the Christmas strippers.
Christmas strippers. Anyway, so in the parks, Moana's outfit has changed. It's been updated to her new outfit that she wears in Moana 2. She's got a kind of a more elegant piece up on top with like a bit of a shoulder strap on one side. So it's a little different, but it makes her look almost more like a leader, right? Because she's the next leader in line for her village, and that's kind of what she's got going on.
And
so it's nice to see the updated outfit already in the parks. Very cool.
Absolutely.
So
I dig it. I still feel like even though we have the Journey of Water and all, I feel like it's somewhat underrepresented.
That's true, but I guess now they're hoping with the Polynesian little splash pad area might be a little lovely.
I still feel like there should be something in the parks.
Well, true. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah. I mean, Journey of Water is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's good. And, I'm sure they'll do more. I mean, it just, especially for being now that there's going to be two animated films, a live action movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, that's a lot. and they should really be cashing in on that.
Well, you never know. You never know. We're expanding. We're growing.
I know, but they're going to be so busy for the next couple of years. I can't see them doing anything as of recent.
Things can always change.
Okay.
So, listen, the new gingerbread spaceship Earth is officially done now, and it has, pardon me, a light up show every 15 minutes. There's a little clock.
And where could this be found? The
in
spaceship Earth?
Front. It's over in the Communicore
Hall.
Communicore Hall. It's got a little clock in front that counts down the time to every light show. In the light show, it's accompanied by music, and it's sweet. It's sweet music. It's not like in your face, like we're getting laser lights and stuff. It's just like almost like little tinkery music. It's really cute. The gingerbread spaceship Earth is 8 feet tall and took the pastry team more than 160 hours to craft. And so what's cool about this and that it was in the middle of the Communicore Plaza Hall. Sorry, I always get those two confused. Is that you could really see them constructing it as they went along. It's 240 pounds of honey dough, 100 eggs, 100 ounces of, I don't even know what that is, leprechaun spice.
Leprechaun spice?
And 55 pounds of dark chocolate and 100 pounds of royal icing. So that is one heavy-duty spaceship Earth ball.
And it has lights.
That lights up to music.
Exactly.
So it looks cool. I hope you guys get to stop by and see it.
And now that's joining other Walt Disney World gingerbread displays this year that include, as always, the Grand Floridian has the gingerbread house.
Gorgeous.
There's the gingerbread Cinderella Castle at the Contemporary Resort. There's also Mickey's Christmas Carol gingerbread carousel at the Beach Club.
Yep.
And there's a gingerbread boardwalk deli.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Isn't it? And then there's also gingerbread animals, including a new flamingo at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge.
There's a flamingo and there's one other animal I thought. Was it a zebra or was it something else? But yes, I agree. All those are.
There's a giraffe, a zebra. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Cute. Super cute.
Yeah, look at all that gingerbread.
So
I'm hungry.
I mean, it's the season. And it's such a short season. I can't even believe it.
Yeah, it was a late Thanksgiving. That's what everyone was saying. We went and saw the movie with a teacher friend, and she was just like, all the teachers were like, this has been such a long November because they're kind of waiting to get to the, get to that and get a couple days off.
And now it's like only 3 weeks. And we know some college students that have just 1 week and then they're back home. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's a little bananas.
So, yeah, I can't believe everything that we need to do and accomplish in this 3 weeks for our Christmas season.
I don't know. We got all the decorations up. I think it's just time to sit back and retire. Enjoy it. Yep.
I guess I get it. But okay. So one of the announcements over at Disney was that they were making this huge announcement how this new hotel resort was coming. But really, it's not super new. It's just that they've kind of reimagined it. Ooh. This was supposed to be the Reflections Lodge, but in 2019, I guess it kind of stopped, like in the 2020 COVID everything. So around that time, it kind of stopped. But now it's back, and it's going to be Disney Lakeshore Lodge, and it's going to open in 2027. And I think another reason why it's not getting so much representation is because it's another DVC hotel. Now, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like DVC's gotten a whole lot lately.
I think they know that's where the money is.
I guess, but not everybody can do DVC.
I know, but not everyone could do Disney either. They keep going back. But yeah, I get it. DVC, they know that it's like they're coming back. You know what I mean? Once they get their hooks in you're in for life.
Paying for life. So I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of DVC owners. None of them are sad about it. They're all very happy with their DVC choices. But yeah,
I'll be honest with you, I still don't understand it. It's been explained to me multiple times, and I don't get it.
Well, a little secret we heard on the background was how some DVC points can be exchanged for annual passes.
Gotcha.
Isn't that neat? So I'm sure that's very complicated to do, but we've heard if you've really got a lot of those DVC points, there's so many things that you can do with them that rather than just the resort. So something to consider and think about. They've also got the bounce back offer. They've extended how long this works. So let's say you're staying in Disney this week and you've decided, we have to come back. You can book that bounce back offer, which is about 25 to 35% off on future stays until December 2025. So that's, again, we know a ton of people who do this. Before you were only allowed to call in for the bounce back offer, but now we can do it right online. So it's easy peasy. And of course, that 25 to 35%, if you're staying at the higher tiered resorts, then you would get the higher tiered percentage off.
Okay.
So
I'm ready to bounce back.
Good news. I'm ready to bounce back, but we've got nothing to bounce on just yet. But that might change because D23 announcements came out. It is going to be over at Coronado Springs this year. That's in Disney
It just
World.
makes sense.
And it's from August 29th to the 31st in 2025.
Now, if you don't know, Coronado Springs, recently, I forget, it's been over several years, but they have the new, was it the Grand Destino Tower, right? And so it's like basically built for conventions.
Yes.
So it's set up that way.
And it's a good price resort. It's not something that's too bananas.
It's not a deluxe, right? Is it a deluxe?
It is not.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is kind of like a unknown resort, but it's there. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, and it has like a top-rated restaurant on the top of it, right? I think it's the Toledo is the one that's.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's the like Michelin star,
and it's even got some outdoor restaurant right there on the lake.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
And it has a really cool pool. It has a nice bars like throughout the hotel that you can just go to and like kind of hang out in. Lots of like art. It's really nice. Abbie and I took a tour of it during our AEP, yeah, when we were down there. So
that's right.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So, I mean, we don't want to forget about our friends over at Universal, right?
Yeah, true. So, just keep going around the parks. Not like it's anyone else's thing that they normally do. Not like it's my segment. It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to hand the microphone over to you?
No, it's all right. No, keep going.
Well, I just wanted to highlight some Christmas over at Universal Parks. They are taking the Grinch very seriously, as they do every year. Their Christmas started on November 22nd and will continue throughout the holidays. They have some, our Diagon Alley, and Hogsmeade are
Diagon
both
Alley.
Dressed up in their snowy Christmas best, and you can get your hot butterbeer, hear the frog choir, sing holiday songs, and of course the Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees will entertain you.
And I have to give a big no thank you to hot butterbeer.
Yeah, I don't like cold butterbeer, but I think it's more
like cold butterbeer.
I just don't like butterbeer in general.
Oh my God.
It's like a cream soda, and I'm not a big cream soda.
I was a bigger fan of the frozen butterbeer that we had. That was delicious, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, like I do it because I love going there, but I'm not dying for it. I'm not dying for it.
I'm not gonna have hot butterbeer. Okay.
So Seuss Landing transforms into Whoville with holiday decor. You've got lots of photo opportunities with the Grinch, although that timing with the Grinch can get super long. I'm talking 200 minutes. So you want to get on that line as soon as you possibly can. Dr. Seuss gives the How the Grinch Stole Christmas retold in the Grinchmas Holiday Spectacular.
I find it funny that there's been like a resurgence of the Grinch that's come out of like nowhere.
Really? I haven't felt that.
Like, especially even like locally, like we go to different various like holiday things and there's always like there's a Grinch there. And
I thought you meant like this year in particular. And I was just like,
I don't know. But the Grinch is always part of the Universal holidays. I mean, obviously it just makes sense, but
the Grinch, I mean, because the movie came out,
The animated one.
Yeah,
Yes.
not so long. I mean, it was within this past decade. I think that's why it resurfaced again.
Now,
The
here's
Grinch.
a quick story, and may tell you something for the reasons why I do this. My father, who didn't take us to a lot of movies when we were younger, but he was a movie fan. But he took all of the kids. We went and saw the Jim Carrey Grinch Who Stole Christmas on, I think it may have been Thanksgiving Day. We actually went and saw it what the year it came out. And our big thing is that we remember because my father fell asleep during it through the majority of it. So I'm just taking in his footsteps.
I see. Yeah. All right. Snoozing during the movies.
Yep.
So at night over at Universal, they have their famous parade, like the balloon parade. These are like beautiful blow up balloons, just like you'd see at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
It is sponsored by Macy's, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they featuring, they're featuring the DreamWorks films, and they'll have Santa at the end. It's really cool parade. It's got a lot of dancing, a lot of jolliness. And of course, over there, they have their 80-foot tall Christmas tree with a 5-foot tree topper. Can you believe that? That tree topper's almost as big as me.
Almost,
Yikes.
but not as pretty.
And of course, they have a holiday nutcracker scavenger hunt that is all new this year. So get ready. Lots of fun happening.
I'm ready to get my nuts cracked.
Oh, boy. Yikes.
That sounds kind of epic.
It does sound epic because we've got Epic Universe coming soon, right? If you have been living under a rock and you don't know, Epic Universe is opening on May 22nd in 2025.
Yes.
It is all the chatter right now.
It's what they're talking about, right? Because Disney's kind of dragging their feet right now before they get ready to their big construction.
Yeah.
But this is in full swing, and it's what, 6 months away?
It really is. I mean, I watched some aerial footage today.
Yeah.
Construction is happening. I feel like all the outdoor stuff is like a lot of it is already in place and ready. It's Super Mario World that I'm concerned about. There's still
A lot
that
to be
does
done.
not look like it's ready yet.
Okay.
So,
They
but
got 6
maybe
months
it's
to go.
because they've already done Super Mario World and like they're not as concerned. Like they know
interesting.
exactly where everything goes. But yeah, so they've got the new lands, How to Train Your Dragon, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Universal Monsters, and Super Nintendo World. And a lot of the rides we've already been seeing them going through some testing. So that's kind of cool. It's huge. It looks really big. Lots more walking to do.
A lot of there's definitely a lot of areas to explore.
Yeah.
I feel like I really haven't gotten a lot of details about the new Harry Potter. Like they keep saying, what the ride is, but we're not really telling exactly what's going on.
Yeah. So lots to think about, lots to see.
And also one of the previews that we saw before Moana 2 was the How to Train Your Dragon live action film.
Yeah.
Which looked very interesting. I can't say that I've seen the animated films, but it looked good. And obviously, it's just a coincidence that it's coming out at the same time that a new land in Universal is opening up as well.
Clever, clever, clever.
So expect the Universal Monsters movie and Super Mario Brothers 2 to be coming out anytime now.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Universal Monsters, though. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, there could be a whole podcast. We could just talk about the Tom Cruise's The Mummy and what they tried to do with it. It was not good. Now, back over, since we're talking about Universal, we'll just continue there. And this was a story that actually came out about a week ago, and it's a rumor as of right now. And even though we have talked about it because, again, this was another ride that was closed for a little bit for refurbishment in Universal, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket
Yes.
is, they're saying it's going to close down.
Yeah.
And they're saying that it's going to be replaced by a multi-launch Intamin coaster.
What?
I guess the company is Intamin that makes them, and they've also made the ones that made the Jurassic World Velocicoaster.
Okay.
which is a really good roller coaster.
That's a really good roller coaster. Yeah. This is an outdated coaster.
And it was opened in 2009. It was built by a German coaster company, Sone. I don't know. It's French. It features a non-inverted loop and 90-degree angle climb to the launch. Abbie and I went on it, and neither one of us liked it.
No.
Not a fan. It wasn't a great ride. It's not a great ride. It has a whole thing with music. And
well, it's one of those rides that you get hurt on. Like you feel hurt while you're on it,
yeah,
right?
And
that's not fun.
It's like the appeal of it is because like you're going straight up 90 degrees. You're on your back and you're going up to an inverted to the first free fall, but it's really not that great.
Nope.
Anyway, so that's something that's supposed to be replaced. Hopefully soon. Yeah, there's not a ton else. Abbie went over all the Universal stuff that was going on there. Going back to Disney, this is something for the Abbie's going to love to hear, is that for the first time in forever, you can go, you're not going on a Frozen, but you can go on the Glimmering Greenhouses, right? Behind the Seeds tour is available. So you can do a behind the Seeds tour at nighttime and see all the up close, all the lights and the plants, and get a behind the scenes tour of like all the horticulturalist overload that you can take.
Yes.
How do you feel about this?
I love it.
Would you want to go on this tour?
Yes, even though I've been on the regular tour. It's the same thing, but with lights.
But with lights, I mean, and that's it seems like it's getting more and more popular. Like people just really love this overlay. I mean, it's beautiful. It really is. No, it is. And you're on the water, and it's nice and calm, and it's it's a good time. So that's big over there. Go see Living with the Land. If you're in Epcot, you're going, make sure you stop by the Land Pavilion. You're not just going to Soaring and be like, I don't want to do this ride. It's boring. It's worth seeing, even if you're not in the plants. Which who isn't? Staying in Epcot. Be after
you go on this.
Staying in Epcot, there's Olaf's Frozen Adventure Light Show returns to the Spaceship Earth for the 2024 Festival of the Holidays.
Yay!
So it kind of happens intermittently. Once it goes dark, the Spaceship Earth is lit up, and then it has it plays a Frozen Olaf song. It's from Olaf's Frozen Adventure, which is like one of his shorts that he did. And then it's lit up spectacularly, so that's something to check out. Going around, there's a ton of the resorts have now been decorated. Animal Kingdom Lodge Kidani Village is now decorated. Pop Centuries and decorated, and Art of Animation also decorated.
All right.
So I think they're just about done. I think
we're in it now.
They're ready to go. Speaking of staying out on the holidays, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is now sold out for 2024.
No, I saw this the other day and I was like, no. I mean, listen, I knew we weren't going this year, but do I hope? Do I dream? Do I say, maybe we can just go and then go and then go and then go.
But more likely go without me. Yeah, so it's sold out. So there were 2 dates available. There was December 17th and 19th, and those are now sold out by November 29th. Those are donezo.
See ya.
So if you don't have tickets, unfortunately, you're not gonna be merry, or you're not gonna be very merry.
You're not gonna be very merry.
Just regular merry.
I've had a handful of clients get to go this year. It's been great. Everybody's loved every second of it, and the cookies are pretty good.
You heard a good thing about the cookies.
I heard good things.
Going back to Epcot, and this was because of the Candlelight Processional is now in full swing, right?
Yes.
They had Josh Gad was he opened it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he opened it up. Now, obviously, Josh Gad is he's known, he's a huge Disney fan.
Yes.
And he loves going to Disney World, Disneyland. So he was in there, and I guess one of the things that he brought up, I'm not sure in how this, and what exactly somebody was interviewing him. I'm not sure how this came about. I think it was on his Instagram, actually. He was just talking about that. He's basically saying, Imagineers.
Listen, folks.
Yeah. He's like, there's a ride that everyone seems to love and you guys keep promoting, but this ride has gotten zero love since the 90s or like the early 2000s.
Well, there was a refurbishment.
There wasn't. All they did was they opened up the meet and greet section at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
But this is basically saying that like, Welcome to Imagination with the Figment needs to be redone. There needs to be an actual Figment, a better Figment ride.
Yeah.
And I just feel that ride, the baseline of it is there, right? The foundation of a good ride is there. They just don't hit it home enough.
Yeah.
And there could be more. Like there's more advancements to technology that they have. And so I don't know. There's something that could happen over in the Imagination Pavilion. It's time for the Imagineers to imagine.
Yeah. 100%. Come on now.
Overusing that. And let's see. I think you stole all my other stories. So
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Womp.
She was worried that she wasn't going to have enough. She needed to just do more research, and we appreciate her for doing all that great research.
You're
I could just sit here and make dumb comments.
Nope. You were busy with lights all day. I appreciate that. Yeah, our house is lit up. You can see it from space. You were busy taking care of the kids in the house. I wish. One day we're going to go full National Lampoons. One day.
Drain the power grid.
Well, in any case, we hope that you enjoy your first week of December, and we'll meet you back here next week. But until then, Rob.
And before we get into that,
has an announcement.
I know we've been teasing something. Of course, again, it's not going to happen this week, but stay tuned next week. I'll have everything ready for all you listeners and hopefully new listeners. I got something special coming for you because, this is episode 96.
Yep.
So maybe we're getting ready to celebrate something for the rest of you guys. So stay tuned. We'll be here next week. We'll have an announcement. There we go. Taking us home. How do
I end it there? Anyways, my Potterneers, have the most fabulous week ever. We'll see you next week.